What's up, y'all? Thanks for stopping by the Surge T channel. I am Surge T, and in this video, I will be reacting to the top 10 Friday Night Smackdown moments for the 12th of November 2021. And also, I'll be talking about how WWE is ass backwards when it comes to Survivor Series teams, and also some other news. But let's just get into it. And those of you who stop by, again, I appreciate it and thank you. And I want you to come along with me and let's take a look at the top 10 Friday Night SmackDown moments. This match ended like, why? It's like, does Xavier Woods now no longer the king? And why does it echo how it ended last week? Master of what strategy? It's one of the things I'm talking about. I'm talking about after this the video about how Survivor Series teams are, how they're put together or how they're taken apart and who they're putting in. So talking about Survivor Series teams. Here we go. Except for Naomi, of course. Now this was pretty brutal. She sold it really good, Naomi. She really did. Oh my God! Why? Why does this make even number 8 or anything? Yeah, let's give these guys a character because they're so stale and dead and everything like that. Ugh, really. Ah. All right. Yeah, all right. Move on. Look at this. Why are they still sticking on this? Who cares? Oh my God, dude. This thing, I I couldn't last a few seconds, and this is the garbage that this thing segment spewed. I fast forward this thing. It's like, look how silly these guys are, right? They separate Veer from them, and Veer is a legit ass kicker and a monster on Raw. And of course, look at these two. He's supposed to be, Mahal is supposed to be it, right? A killer, thing like that. A guy who doesn't give a, you know what? And then they're sticking him and Shanky with that. Is that going to be now? Is he going to be known as MC Shanky and DJ Mahal? Like, and yeah, I gotta admit that Los Lotarios is a great tag team, and actually they're one named names now because Angel and Humberto actually works for that because you're going to refer to them as Los Lotarios of Angel and she brought up some good points, but then she was just left in the ring like. Yeah, I'll just pull a Becky Lynch like what Becky was doing to Bianca. I'll just main roster continues to just follow what happened last week or a few weeks ago or stuff like that. What's up with her? Becky. I mean not Becky, but Sasha comes in separately. Everybody's in the ring already. She comes in with her own theme. Her own theme song going right. Her own entrance, and she's a baby face. Apparently, she's a baby face now. That's like a heel thing. Ain't a baby face thing. Don't care. Don't care. Don't care. Even the commentators are saying we don't know what's behind the beef between Naomi and Sonya Deville. Yeah, exactly. We all are asking that too. What is the beef? What is the reason why they're beefing? Or or really straight to the point, Sonya's problem. And this thing, of course, ends up in a 6-man tag later, or a 6-woman tag later. I didn't mind it because I actually did enjoy the match. I actually did like what these ladies were doing and how it ended, who won, and everything. Which it was a great thing. All right. What's this like proving that he can hang with Roman and actually can have main event matches and all that stuff, you know? But the way the match ended was just like, why? And how come? You know? And then the way this match ended and his reaction, again, is he going to have the whole thing of conspiracy again, He knew why. He knew why he was removed from the match, right? You lose, you're removed from the Survivor Series team. He looks at the picture or the visual, right, of the team. He sees himself being erased, and he's looking like, why? Why am I being erased? Why? He didn't act like that when he lost, right here. But then he loses, and then when he sees himself removed from the team, he's wondering why. Like, you know what I mean? Now, I'm a fan of Aliyah. I always was hoping, pushing for her to be, a winner and doing really well in the ring. And, because she's been in WWE for 7 years and breaking ground, that's when you've seen her and she was struggling and she was thinking she's going to give up and all that stuff. And then she does that. She wins. It's a great moment, which was blown by Sonya Deville backstage. Talk about that later. Oh, and of course, they say it's the whole thing of the kneeling and the bending the knee and all that stuff. Like last week, it didn't happen. Xavier Woods won last week. No bending of the knee from Jimmy. Here, he wins the match. And then Roman Reigns did kind of get around that, and he bent the knee and then put the crown on his head, I guess. At this right here. And there's people in the news saying that, you know, he's just doing that to mock him. Like, some people think, did he take over the crown? Is he now the king? Because a certain situation, I'll talk about that later, about Xavier Woods. Okay, let's talk about, well, not just SmackDown, but let's talk about the main roster in general. When it comes to the Survivor Series team, now, we already saw, of course, on online, Twitter, wherever you saw it on social media, the teams were already announced, the teams were already shown, and then they're talking about the teams, you know, on Raw and or SmackDown. It's like we're asking ourselves, like, why is WWE just putting makeshift teams together without qualifying matches? And here's the ass backwardness of WWE. They're now doing qualifying matches within the people that are on the team. You saw what happened with Sami Zayn. He's out of off the team. I don't know who they're gonna put in that place. I saw Von Wagner, who's from NXT 2.0. Is he the muscle for Adam Pearce now? Is he going to be the one put in that spot? You know what I mean? And we saw that. And then, like I was saying during the video, Sami Zayn, he got pinned, didn't react. Really. He looks up at the Titantron. He sees his image being erased. And he's looking around like, what's going on? Why is this happening? I'm thinking to myself, there goes the wheel spinning in his head. He's going to be saying conspiracy theory. He knew going into this what's going to happen. So why does he act that way? Monday Night Raw, we know that Dominic got eliminated from the team by, Bobby Lashley beating him. We see on SmackDown's team, the women's, in this past episode, Aliyah celebrating backstage, and she should. I was happy for her. I love the girl. She's really just talented, and she really has improved and really proven herself to be, a very good talent in the ring. And she could do. She does a lot of good things in there, and she's really, like I said, she's really taken what she's learned, and what she's her past experiences. Like I talked about Breaking Ground, which was a backstage type series or something that was following these new people that are training in the PC. She was one of them. She was known as Noof. That's her real first name. And she was at one point, if I remember correctly, she wanted to quit. She didn't think that she had what it takes. She was kind of giving up. Her family was telling her that they don't approve and that they didn't want her to do that. And she actually did. I believe she did leave at one point. I'm trying to remember because it's been a while, maybe like 3 years ago that I saw that. She's come a long way. I'm thinking she's happy backstage. She's being interviewed. And I'm thinking, she said her dream was to be on Survivor Series, and here she is, right? She won the match. And then Sonya Deville goes up to her and, again, pushing the whole thing with Naomi. How long have you been friends with Naomi? And I wanted to tell Sonya Deville, as long as she's been in WWE. She's been in WWE. Aliyah has been for 7 years. And I think Naomi's been in for 10. So, you know what I'm saying? And then she goes, well, I think she said the boss or something, because one of the guys, either was Pat McAfee or Michael Cole, said the boss, the what do you call it? Because Sonya Deville said something to the extent of the person wants you off of the team. I'm thinking, here we go again. Is this going to be how they're going to treat Aliyah? I was thinking to myself, I think that they wanted to put her in a type of a storyline where, let's just see what happens if you know if she wins, and if she gets cheering from the crowd, which the crowd was hyped for her, and they really were proud of her, happy for her, clapping for her, cheering. And then I'm thinking the powers that be backstage. I'm talking about Vince McMahon and all these other guys who like to bury people, especially coming from NXT. They probably said, you know what? We don't want that. We don't want this newcomer, Aliyah. Who is Aliyah? Who is this girl? We're not going to push her. Oh, the crowd likes her? Okay, well, we're going to do what we always do. We're going to pull them back. We're going to, And so what do? It probably was last minute. It probably was just right there. In the backstage, they decided, oh, you know what? Do what the Sony Deville said. Okay, for this segment, we want you to tell her she's off the team because don't ask us why. Just go do it. Do your job. You know. And I'm talking about real stuff. I'm not talking about character thing. I'm talking about he was told. I don't know if you hear that, but there was a motorcycle, backfiring. I thought someone was knocking on my door or beatboxing outside my window. Well, what are you doing? Who's doing that? But yeah, it was just a motorcycle. But anyway, getting back to the video, did I lose track or what was it? Okay, yeah, you know, I'm pretty sure that it wasn't realistic. It wasn't. It wasn't like I said. It wasn't a character thing. It wasn't a storyline. It was realistically. I believe somebody who said, you know what, we don't want this. We don't want Aliyah being cheered and stuff like that. Like it's like we did with Liv Morgan. I mean, Liv Morgan is a number one contender for the Raw title, Raw Women's title. Really, she's going to have a chance to beat Becky Lynch when they have a money match with Becky Lynch as the Raw Women's Champion taking on Charlotte Flair, who is the SmackDown Women's Champion, and they've had history. They've had great matches. They've just done things that are like history making, right? History making moments. Being in the first main event, right, for the thing. Was it? Yeah, it was for the what call it, Raw and SmackDown Women's Championship, along with Ronda Rousey, right? Triple threat. First ever women's main event at what do you call it, right? WrestleMania. They're gonna let her, Liv Morgan win the title. They're going to let Aliyah add on to her amazing performance and her victory. Her debut match on SmackDown. You know, So they take her off the team. So who's going to take her place? I saw somebody say that it's going to be Raquel Gonzalez, who's a former NXT Women's Champion. She still has a beef with Dakota Kai, but I'm pretty sure it's going to be one and done. Because there is one more. There is one more. What do you call it? NXT 2.0 before Survivor Series, so she's probably going to go there. Maybe have a match with Dakota, because Dakota's going to go over her probably, and they're going to have like some kind of thing where she's injured or something like that, and she's gone. Or there could be a thing where she loses, she leaves NXT, something like that, and then she shows up at Survivor Series. They could definitely use her. If they're not going to have Aliyah, they could definitely use her. You know. And in that space that's on, I don't even know who they're going to put in Sami Zayn's place. There's still one more, SmackDown before that. Are they going to do that? Is Raw going to continue to have, inner team qualifying matches with the people that are already on the team? Like, talk about ass backwards, like I said earlier. You're supposed to do that before to establish who's going to be on the team. And then now you're doing it ass backwards because maybe you've heard like people like myself and other fans and other people that are complaining about it. Like, why would you just put teams together all willy-nilly? Like, why? And again, what is the end game with them winning? Like I said, bragging rights, brand supremacy. Really? Like I said, these brands don't interact the whole year. Why would they even care? You know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, God, back in the day when it was Survivor Series, you'd had rivals, you'd had feuds, and then this is how they would sometimes end the feud. It would culminate at Survivor Series. One guy who doesn't like this guy, they've been feuding for 5 months or 3 months or whatever. Okay, let's, everything comes to a head at Survivor Series. Okay, I'm going to get my team, you get your team. You know? What is up with the WWE doing that? And then what's up with WWE owning Up Up Down Down from Xavier Woods? Didn't Xavier Woods own that, or it was his creation? I always thought that, and then I hear that WWE, and I heard it in the past. I just forgot, but it was kind of like a brought up again, and I'm like, okay, and because WWE bought the rights, they bought the thing to Up Up Down Down, and then now Xavier Woods is holding he's like contract. He's in a contract dispute. He's like not agreeing. He's not signing on the dotted line. Some of the other content creators on that channel aren't. They're not compliant. They want a better deal. They want to be paid. Xavier Woods is not even paid to be the one who produces it and runs it and all that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? It's like WWE wants to get their mitts and everything. If they see somebody being successful, oh, we want that. We want that. Like what they were doing with the WWE superstars who were having their own Twitch channels, and it's like, no, 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 no. You guys can't be making third party money. Stuff like that. It's just like, and then you think that's that's not bad. Yeah, really. What's really bad is when someone leaves the company, WWE, and they're trying to block them from signing with other companies. What does WWE give a fuck? Why do they care about where these guys that they don't have nothing for, that they released because they had nothing for them, they didn't want to work with them anymore? I mean, there's a possibility that some of them might get brought back, but majority of them were released, right? Why would they care where they sign? Is WWE really that scared of AEW? Are they really that scared of New Japan and Impact and all that they're going to make stars out of the people that make WWE look bad and look really, really just inept because they couldn't make stars out of these superstars that they just released? Look what's happening to a lot of these people that are leaving NXT, that have left WWE. They're in championship matches on AEW. They are in number one contender matches. I'm talking about Ty Conti, who was amazing. I loved her in NXT. Had nothing for her. She's like challenging for the women's world title. At this point, it's already come and gone Full Gear, the AEW pay-per-view. She's probably the new women's champion. Daniel Bryan is in the number one. Is in the finals match for a tournament to crown the next AEW World Championship contender, number one contender. He's going up against another WWE superstar, Daniel Bryan and Miro, and then Rusev, who are now Bryan Danielson and Miro in AEW, and they're battling right now for a shot at being the number one contender for the AEW World Champion. You have who else, right? For some reason, Sting can take bumps, but in WWE, they refuse to let him wrestle or anything, right? You have, man, all these people that just came over from WWE and they are on fire. And so WWE wants to be like, well, we're gonna block you, we're gonna keep you from signing with anybody else, coming up with things like um, Bray Wyatt and Keith Lee were hard to deal with. Yeah, it's kind of funny how they were hard to deal with. They were being um, what do you call it, tough to deal with backstage and all that stuff, and then yet you're tweaking and fucking with their gimmicks and all that stuff and giving them different gimmicks every week. Gee, I'm not shocked or surprised that they want to be tough to deal with when you're messing with their livelihood, you're messing with their ability to be creative. Why wouldn't they be tough to deal with if that's the case? It's kind of funny that they do that, and it's just like, are you doing that because you want to make them look bad and you want to make them look not very appealing when you're looking at somebody you want to sign for your company? You know, I don't know, man. It's one of those things where it's just like, why WWE? You are one of the greatest wrestling companies in the world, right? But you've lost so many fans. I'm hanging in there because I've been a fan since I was 12 years old. I'm 52 now. I'm 40 years invested in this company that I always stand behind. But it's not like I'm not going to complain. It's not like not going to bring up my grievances and go, "This sucks. Why did you do that? What are you doing over here? Why is this person not being pushed? Why is this person being pushed? How come this person gets in trouble, but yet the other one is the one that gets the punishment?" I mean, it doesn't make sense at times. Sometimes, I have left. There was one time where I was gone for 10 months, almost a year not watching WWE because it got so ridiculous at one point. There were moments this past year that I thought I was going to leave. I'm tired of this horse shit, but I'm a WWE fan. I'm a true fan. You know what I mean? Like, I don't let some of the dumb things like that make me go away completely. There's people that completely have gone away from WWE. AEW, I'm a fan too. They got a long way to go before they're even on the level of WWE, but they're doing a lot of good things. They're doing a lot of right things. WWE does some right things, but sometimes they do wrong things too. And like I said, AEW is not perfect. They've done bad things too. But why do you think they're going over there? Why do you think they're going to other companies? WWE needs to leave them alone. Like, let them. You say, good luck in your future endeavors, right? But then what do? You restrain them. You don't want them. You're trying to block them from being signed and trying to paint them in a certain picture, like that they're tough to deal with and they're hard to work with. They're trouble backstage and stuff like that, and that's not even the case sometimes at most points. What time? But you know, it's another day of SmackDown. There's some things I liked and some I didn't, and I don't know why the main event match between Roman and what do you call it? It's almost the same ending as last week. Like, what is wrong? What is up with that picture? You know, things that I saw on Raw that were on SmackDown. You just don't want to do anything original. I mean, NXT 2.0, they're doing the uh, two superstars. I mean, two tag teams facing each other, and then they have a scuffle, and then the third man comes in, and what's gonna happen? Oh, a triple, what do you call it? A 6-man tag team match. They were doing that on Raw and doing it on SmackDown. It's like, what is the deal with that? And what's up with the whole? I guess there's one more week, but what about the Intercontinental Champion versus the U.S. Champion? They didn't even announce that. You got the Raw women and SmackDown women's. You got the WWE versus Universal Champion. I don't know about the other championships. What's going on with those? The last minute, WWE will book those matches, and I'm guaranteed to you there's still going to be probably a couple spots open at Survivor Series, and they're going to have some surprise entrances. which, okay, it'll probably put a little bit of excitement into pay-per-view. But why did you start out with teams already assembled? It's like, because you waited too long. That's why. You waited too long. You waited until 3 weeks before. Oh, God damn it, we forgot about the teams. We're too busy, kissing Vince McMahon's ass and doing whatever he wants us to do. You know, come on, man. Seriously, come on. Hopefully Survivor Series is good. You got one more week. Next Sunday, right? So hopefully, things happen, you know. Make it worthwhile watching. At least we don't have to pay for the damn pay-per-view. Be a waste of money. But anyway, that's my video. So for those of you who stopped by, checked it out, appreciate it. And in closing, as always, take care.